Ngayon na nag-conclude na ang FIBA Asia Cup para sa Gilas Pilipinas at nakapagpahinga ako ng ilang araw para mag-marinate lahat ng nangyari at mas magkaroon ng mas detox na perspective sa Gilas team na to and their path forward. This video is going to be more of a laid-back one. Hindi tayo magre-reklamo masyado today. Instead, ilalatag ko yung timeline ng magiging kampanya ng Gilas for the next several months. And titignan natin yung mga possible things to look out for, mga expectations and mga opinions about it. Anyway, saktong-sakto rin na bago ako simulan tong video, na-announce na tinanggap ng FIBA si QMB as a local para sa Gilas Pilipinas. Great news! And honestly, I would love to make a breakdown video yung maayos, pero iniisip ko, if bago na lang mag-qualifiers ulit sa November so that mas merong concrete na foundation. Kasi baka din meron changes sa lineup na mangyayari along the way. I hope, sana. So ayun, I think sa November ko na lang gagawin. Yung lead up bago yung qualifiers. Anyway, basically, we start here sa August. Gilas went 2-3 sa kampanya nila sa FIBA Asia Cup. Could be better, pero it's not diabolically bad. There were bright spots naman. Kevin Kiambao, finally looking like someone a vital piece sa team moving forward. Wala nang reason si Coach Tim na hindi siya ilaro ng at least 15 to 20 minutes per game. Sobrang reliable ni KQ the last few games para sa Gilas Pilipinas. And si AJ Edu, another young core piece for Gilas. Up and down tournament for him overall. Concern yung touch and yung finishing around the rim, pero defense-wise and you know, overall versatility and presence, not bad. Hindi rin naman din kasi madali yung task na naibigay sa kanya to basically be the only big man sa team na reliable-ish on both ends. So we'll get to that later. And by the way, you guys can watch my thoughts about the overall tournament dito sa main channel na to. Dito shinare ko yung honest and yung raw feedback or yung opinions ko about everything that happened. So yun. Ngayon nakapag-marinate na sa akin lahat ng nangyari. Hindi na siya ganun karo. Medyo mas may okay na ako na perspective and mas neutral na ako about it. Pero yes, kailangan pa rin ng minor tweaks. Pero it was also good to see some of their young players, diba, shine and win over some minutes. Important minutes. Ngayon, after QMB announcing as a local for Gilas, this changes a lot of things. If they decide to add him sa pool, which they should by the way, kasi walang reason na hindi, isa na namang 6'10" big yan para sa Gilas team. I think QMB straight up replaces Japet Aguilar. Pagpahingahin na natin si Japet, he wanted to retire na rin naman pero talagang, you know, hinatak na lang ulit. So that puts Gilas up to 4 bigs na 6'10" and over. Well, technically tatlo kung we don't include Kai Soto yet na baka bumalik next year pa. Pero having QMB there puts less pressure for Junmar Fajardo. If they eventually add QMB tapos si Junmar ngayon yung nasa spot ni Japet, which is, you know, like ilan yun? Third string center. Hindi na masama, that's not bad kasi si Junmar kung situational, diba, is a good option for that. Kapag stagnant yung offense and walang, you know, presensya sa ilalim, you can put Junmar in, get 2 points, you know. Kung ganun yung role ni Junmar, limited minutes, situational minutes, not bad. Pero pagbalik ni Kai Soto, sa totoo lang, I think mas kailangan nila ng stretch for to balance the rollout. If QMB performs well. Anyway, let's talk about November of 2025. Sa buwan na to ang simula ng World Cup Asian Qualifiers for 2027 kung saan Gilas lang ang Asian country sa group nila. Anyway, in the November window, they're going to face Guam and Jericho Cruz. Back to back, Guam ang makakatapat nila. Dito, maybe we finally see QMB suit up for Gilas. I hope so kasi as early as November, dapat, hindi naman sa dapat, you know, mas maganda na makita na natin si QMB na ma-acclimate and, you know, ma-familiarize niya yung sarili niya sa team. So that, pagdating ng February window, against New Zealand and Australia, may isa pang big man option ng Gilas na reliable and, you know, kabisado na and hindi pa nangangapa. Hindi naman sa kabisado, yung at least hindi man lang nangangapa. So, ayun, I think dito sa matchup na to against Guam, Gilas should be the favorites pero, you know, hindi dapat maging kampante. And then, pagdating naman ng December, it's going to be SEA Games kung saan si Coach Norman Black ang mag-handle ng team. According to an ABS-CBN article I read, quote, with this challenge, Coach Norman Black will have to form a team possibly led by naturalized players Justin Brownlee or Ange Kwame, along with those who will miss all Filipino playoffs and those from collegiate ranks. So, basically, select PBA players and maybe college players hindi magiging available for SEA Games. So, ang question, sino ang maglalaro? I don't know yet. We all don't know yet. Pero if the SEA Games is not going to be canon sa, mainline Gilas Universal Century timeline, I hope sana man lang, di ba, mag-focus sila sa development. Like, if available man sila KQ and Tamayo, let those guys lead this team tapos lagyan na lang ng mga young players to develop alongside them. And maybe, di ba, this would be the chance for KQ, na mabigyan ng chance na maging leader for this Gilas team sa local side of things. And now, pagdating ng next year, 2026, February at July window is going to be against New Zealand and Australia. Para split. Sa February, New Zealand and then Australia. Sa July naman, New Zealand, Australia ulit. February window, I think dapat healthy na si Kai. If hindi, maybe July bumalik si Kai Sotto. Pero sana, pagdating ng February, healthy enough na si Kai to at least, play some minutes and masanay silang maglaro yung triple towers ng Gilas Pilipinas together. This is going to be tough for Gilas Pilipinas going against New Zealand and Australia. They at least, kahit split man lang, kahit manalo sila sa New Zealand para sa February at July. And maybe pagdating ng July, kung si Kai nakabalik na ng February, pagdating ng July, the team should be at their peak ng ganitong panahon na maybe baka pati Australia, makasilat ng isang panalong Gilas Pilipinas. So yun lang naman, I expect Gilas to be at the top of their game pagdating ng July kasi Kai Sotto is expected to play, hindi naman expected, di ba? Parang dapat February, okay na si Kai. And if hindi, balik siya ng July, okay lang din naman. Ang laking bagay nun for Gilas. And ayun lang naman for me. I've heard Coach Tim say na ayaw niya mag-back to zero. So, ayaw niyang baguhin yung mga bagay-bagay, which is crazy to me. And hindi naman din masyado. Sanay na rin naman ako. Pero at the same time, I understand. I get the sentiment. Pero I think a few minor tweaks wouldn't hurt the team or the program overall. Hindi naman sila babalik to zero after a few minor tweaks. And it's better to address the issues as early as today, as early as now. But anyway, QMB, it's a great addition, definitely. Saves the team a lot of possible headaches in the future. Pero step 1 pa lang yon. They still need shooters, maybe sa point guard position, like Jordan Heading. I like Scotty Thompson, pero he's not, PG1. Scotty Thompson is a great PG2, pero yung PG1 ng Gilas should be someone who can shoot. Sa lens na medyo may pagka-optimist ng onte, I think things are looking good naman. It's not as bad as it seems. Talagang nag-underperform lang sila ng onte sa FIBA Asia Cup and maybe malaking factor dito yung talo sa Chinese Taipei. Pero, yung Saudi team naman and yung Iraq team naman, they were actually not that bad. Ang laki ng in-improve nila. So, yung stint ng Gilas sa FIBA Asia Cup, yes, could be a lot better pero it's not that bad. Syempre, gusto natin na mas maganda kinalabasan nun. Pero, move on na tayo. Let's move forward. Magkakaroon sila ng another 6'10 big man. Great news, great step for them. Pero, hindi dapat dun matapos. Meron pang mga konting-konting tweaks lang na dapat pa nilang gawin. To optimize and set their future up a lot better.